Starting live video. Boo-boo! I'm going live because I've received my cards, my lovely little Lenormand deck, and I want to show you that they are just pristine. They're gorgeous. They come in a white, very glossy little box. It's a tuck box, and I tried to open the wrong end because, of course, after I tried to open the wrong end, I found the right end to open. So I will now open the right end. They're lovely little cards, not because I made them little. I thought I'd show you one of my earlier Lenormand decks, and you can see that that's the size that they tend to be, right? I'm too close. So that's the size they tend to be, and they're just a lovely little deck, and especially if you really have an issue with larger cards, these are pretty groovy. That is the back of the card. I don't know if you can see the colour there. Beautiful colours, if I do say so myself. The only reason I'm doing this is because I'm using a different on-demand printer, and I will tell you now, they ship out of Hong Kong, so I got mine pretty quickly. I got mine as quickly as the as Drita in Canada. Hers are arriving today or tomorrow as well. The colours are pretty good. In fact, actually, they're perfect with regards to the actual colours that you see online. They're not as bright, but they shouldn't be. There's no light shining through them. The actual print. We've got the ship card. I'm not doing readings, and I'm on my little phone. I'm just doing a little wee hit. Later on this month, on the Tarot and Oracle Cards page, I've got an event where I will actually do Lenormand card readings. I'll explain how to do 2 card readings. I'll explain how to do 3 card readings with them. The book is being sold separately because the people that print the cards do not do books, which is one of those funny little odd things. But having said that, Lenormand is a popular deck. There's Lenormand information all over the net. My book called Channeling Lenormand goes into, I've got in there every single combination of 2 cards that you can find. You're always going to be reading 2 cards, even if there's 3 cards. So these relationships matter. So you'll have a description of that too. I think it's April the 20th, 21st, something like that. Go and July. Go and have a look and see the house card, the tree card. I'm not going to go through all of them. There are 36 cards, but I'm very happy to say the least. The details really good. It augurs well for the Sacred Soul Oracle when they come. If you want to get the book, it's very cheap to get the ebook as well, so that's an option on Amazon, Channeling Lenormand ebook, and you have the advantage with the ebook, especially if you've got an e-reader on your computer and it's a little bit bigger, or if you've got a Kindle. Use the Kindle app on anything else that you've got. You can literally look at the index and push the link, and it'll take you straight to the cards. So that's kind of nice as well. Having a paper book is fine, but I'm just saying you don't always have to do that way. With the Sacred Souls Oracle, I do have to say this is a little different. You can buy my Channeling Lenormand book for any Lenormand cards. They should run a standard type of deck. If they don't run a standard type of deck, they're not Lenormand. The reason you call them Lenormand is because they were this particular type of pictorial that this woman did in the 1800s. How do we know that? Well, actually there's a number of etchings of her sitting there doing readings with her cards laid out before her, holding playing cards in her hand and laying them over the deck, and the pictures you can see quite clearly on the cards. They were rudimentary. There's no doubt about that. So Lenormand isn't about picture reading, incidentally. Also in the book, you'll see that all of my cards, I've gone traditional. A lot of the cards now have dropped the playing card component, which wrong side. Yeah, no, right side, which I've kept on my cards, and I think they add a lovely addition to them. And I'll explain how you use that in your reading as well. When you do a full card layout, or when you've got 2 or 3 cards. 2 cards, it's a little bit trickier, so I tend not to read the playing cards in those, or I choose the playing cards as opposed to the picture cards. You've got quite a few possibilities. So essentially with Lenormand, you are reading relationships of cards, one to the next. Why I say mine's traditional is a lot of drop the cards, and some have added things. I've got another deck, and where is it? Where's my other deck? I've got another deck, and it's out of print now. Mamselle Lenormand. She never married. She became a millionaire, you know. This is in my book, A Little History About Her. So these cards is what they look like. These are not my cards. My cards have the nice, pretty background. These are out of print now, the Blue Owl. But they've got scary little prose on them instead of the cards themselves. And I'll read you one now because it's kind of like crazy. And when I use them, people freak out if they see that part of them. So I never actually read these things except for a bit of fun. The Mountain Retreat, this is for the Mountain card. The Mountain Retreat holds a formidable foe. To avoid your defeat, strike hard the first blow. From the distance is seen the start of despair. Beyond the ravine hides a beast in his lair. You couldn't help but be freaked out by that now, could you? And they do, though, the pictures hold very true to Lenormand. And so does my other deck. And this other deck, which I've had these for years, this other deck has gone well away from all of the traditionals, the actual playing cards and the pictures themselves. They're there and they're right, but they've got added components. And in the explanations that she's got, hers is a little wee book. These explanations for those are kind of different to the original. The first and original explanations that I picked up were printed in the late 1800s, within a year of, or within months really, of Lenormand's death. So they were probably the most accurate, and I've stuck with those. This is a deck of adoration that I have for Lenormand rather than my own deck, as it were. I will be producing a tarot deck, the Victorian Tarot, and so I will maintain a certain element of that as well. So this is really just my homage, and I'd like to see or ensure that the origin of the cards, the meanings, what the intention of them was, stays there. And that's not about tradition. I just think if you want to create a card deck, do what you like. But if you're going to call it Lenormand, it should represent her, because she was an amazing woman, an amazing reader. She got locked up. They locked her up because she was doing readings. They called her a witch. And because she had such a rich clientele, a great following, she was a millionaire in her lifetime. I mean, think about that, a woman working. She had a 3-story building. She'd work on the top, and you couldn't get past the bottom floor without a special invitation. And so there were people down there. She had security. She had it all. And it was really just to protect herself from people that were trying to catch her out at what she was doing, because it was illegal. So she was doing very well in Paris in those 1800s. By the time Arthur Waite came along, she was already an old woman. Levi was a few years younger than her, and so she was doing all of this, which really, really I love. So while I will talk more about that, this is basically an unboxing of these wonderful cards, and if you want to buy them, get along to makeplayingcards.com/energytherapies, or just put in Dorothy's Lenormand over there. MPC is Make Playing Cards, and you'll be able to buy your deck. I think they're retailing at about $16, $16.80, $16 somewhere in there. And the postage to New Zealand, which would also be the same to Australia, was only $5.99, which I think is pretty decent. Nice small little deck. So anyway, thank you everybody. Enjoy. I've got Mags is there. Boo boo. Okay, finish it.